Good morning, everyone. This is or good afternoon, actually. And when you're seeing this, it'll be evening. So I guess I should just say hello, everyone. This is Sonia with Stamping Around the Dining Room Table. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would be happy to be yours. You can go to my webpage at stamparoundthetable.stampinup.net to find out more about me, to see our products, to place an order, to sign up to join my team, to sign up for a workshop. There's so many things that you can do over there. So I hope you will check it out. All right. So this week I've been doing some like little gifts that you can make kind of quickly. Like just little things you might want to give people, that you don't necessarily want to give them a huge gift, but just some little thing to show you remembered them. I started out with the double cup holders. Then I did that yesterday. And then later yesterday I decided to do a second one, and I did these individual cup holders. And my sister, when she saw that today, she went, "Oh, Sonia, they also do have like little bottles of wine or spirits of some kind anyway, and you could do pretty much the same as this. You just would have to make this part taller to accommodate it. But so if you want something like that, you would just, as I said, just make this taller. I don't have any, so I'm not even going to be showing you those. But anyway, but here, like coffee or any kind of K-cups. These I put coffee in, but obviously hot chocolate. They do have some tea in these, so it's whatever you would like in there. Okay. Maybe, I don't even know, they have things like hot cider, because they do have hot cider envelope things. Oh, and one thing I didn't think about or mention was you could even put 2 back to back if you wanted to give somebody 4. Okay. Well, today I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can make some tea bag holders. And these are some I've made. Now, I got this from Poodles. I got this from, I forgot who. Let me just look and see. But a lot of people have done it. So, it really could be anybody. Joan Robertson is who I think I copied from. But so many people are making these. If you just type in tea bag holders, these will come up. There may be some other ones too, but I just decided these two. This one looks a little fancier, and this one is a little more simple, but this can be made a little fancier, and I'll show you that in a little bit. So you could put 2 tea bags in this one. I just happened to put 1. Each of these really can hold 2. I'll show you here. See, they can hold 2 on each side. Okay. And the other things you could put in there, they do have honey sticks if you wanted to add a few honey sticks in, or you could put in like a little packet of cookies. You can sometimes get those little, like almost cookie samples. You also could do those little chocolate squares, like Ghirardelli squares. Okay. And anyway, so I'm going to get started. We're going to start with this one. Okay. And so I'm going to put this here. I wrote out just the basic information, but so that's, and I will also have it written a little more detail down below. I'll add it in a comment later. Okay, so today I'm using my scoreboard. Now to start this, you're going to, let me move this to the side first. Wait, did I go back out? Just make sure. Yeah, I guess I did. Because I went a little closer to see my sign. Now here, you're going to fold this in half, point to point. All right, this is a 6 by 6 piece of designer series paper. You could do it also with cardstock if you wanted. I wanted to use this. Then you're going to put this with the fold along the side of your scoreboard. If you were using your trimmer, you still can do it on the trimmer. Just I think it might be a little easier here. In that case, you would have it go along here, along this line, okay? But I did do it with that, but just on my own to see. And I think this may be a little easier. So you're going to want to make sure that point there, I don't want to mess my point up, goes up into the corner like that. And then at the 1/2 inch mark, which is here, you're going to score. Whoop, I think I jumped the track there. Score down. Okay, so I'm scoring that. Then you're going to flip it like this. Again, keeping that there. And then you're going to do the other side. It might come, I can see a little bit there, but really you're going to want to score it on each side to help you when you're going to fold it in a minute. Now you're going to put this like this along the top, the fold along the top. You're going to go to 2 3/4 and go down there. Then you're going to flip this and 2 3/4. Let me make sure. Yeah, this one, I think I need to do this a little more. Okay. So then you're going to open it back up. Now, what you might want to do, I'm going to move this to this, get this out of my way. Wait a second. You may want to kind of reinforce these score marks just a little bit so that you can see them a little better later. Okay. And what you're going to want to do is, because you know this is two-sided. Wait a minute, that's not quite right there. All right, this is two-sided paper. Now I want this to be on the outside. So whatever you want on the inside, you're going to facing you. You're going to open it back up. The center is going to go up and down with these 2 3/4 inch like this, and you're going to, well, it doesn't matter, I guess. Either way, that way. You're going to fold these in, all right? And here it is, my bone folder. Just, you do want to be a little gentle with the paper. So you do it this, all right? Now, see, you can see, here's the halfway point. So you're going to, if you put point to point, like, whoops, like that, and then, wait, I did it backwards. I did. Wait a minute. You're going to go this way first. Halfway. Like this. Point. You want the outside. And then these fold back. Or if you wanted to fold each of those back first. Giving you 2 options here of what you can do. Wait, that way. And then fold it in half. And when you're done, I just want to see, you're going to have like a little W. Okay, so the center one is the middle of the W. Let me make sure I get this right. Somehow I didn't quite. So that's why we want one of the, there. So now you see it does come open like this. So I recommend putting a little glue together here. And I did find, I found that the tear and tape, or if you did have glue, it's something that's a little, not just your regular, if you like to use what's it called, the tape runners, unless it was like the Seal Plus, something like that will work, but the regular one doesn't really seem to want to hold it as well. All right, so there you have, that's like that, and now it will sit up if you want it to sit up, or it could lay down. Now, I got brought in a bag. We have a lot of different teas in this house, so I have a few different ones here. I'm just gonna see, and you can put just one in, and you could put something else back here. You could put 2 in, but they all, well, just so you know, 2 fit in each side. So you could give somebody up to 4 different ones if you wanted. Okay. The other thing, again, some people like to give those, they have those little honey sticks. So you might even want to do like 2 of these and honey sticks. You might want to put, they have the little packages of cookies. You might want to put a small package of cookies in here, or a Ghirardelli square, something like that. Okay, now I'm going to put 1 on each side of this. Oh, that's what I had in here. Yeah, let me put 2 in each side just so we can kind of see the difference a little better maybe. I don't happen to have any Ghirardelli squares right now. A lot of times I do. I haven't gotten any yet. Okay, then you decorate this however you would like. Like on the one I did over here, this one, I have a couple punched out already. I used, what punch did I use? I believe it's still active. Everyday Label punch. And I punched those out, and I mean, a lot of times we stamp and then punch, but honestly, this was not a big deal to, and this one, you know, it depends on how big your sentiment is really. But the Merry Christmas will go right here. Oh, look what I did. I did it too hard. I pressed too hard. Let me try again. There, that's better. So I'm going to close this up for the moment. And what I did on the other one, I'll just show you. This is from one of my other, it doesn't, you know what? Use whatever stamps you have. Some of mine are retired, some are not, some are Christmas, some are other things. Okay, so it's really just whatever you like. And then I used the shaded spruce and I stamped off, and then the other one I did in the bottom. This one I think I'm gonna go kind of from the top, and it might be all right if it wasn't stamped off, but I decided I wanted it a little lighter. Okay, like this. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna wait a minute on next. I will do another one. And this has some gold in it. If you wanted, I didn't want to take the time to do some heat embossing, but that's another thing you might consider. Okay, I'm using the brush metallic adhesive dots here. Maybe if I can get a hold of it. Doesn't want to cooperate. Come on. You're jumping all over the place today. There, do it like that maybe. There, something like that. You can glue it on. You can use you could even use a couple of these, which I may do. Let me just see here. Yeah, I'll put one here. Maybe. And one over here. Like that. If you wanted, you could put, I could have put a bow around there. The ribbon I have out is the Very Vanilla and Gold. So because that's up there, I can actually slide this up through here. I'd been thinking I could have done that, but just to show you, you don't have to, but you can do this. Come on. Here, wait, that'll go up. Oh, that was still on there. So put this in the middle. And on the back of this one, I did the to and from. So I have another one here. And I just got a to and from some old paper pumpkin kit. You know, it doesn't really matter. You even can handwrite it. Okay. So again, I'm going to put this on. Maybe. Oop, help if I do it on the back, not on the front. And again, if I do it like this, it's easy to bring this up. And you could also put some embellishments on there if you want. I'm choosing not to do that. But let me see about how. I don't want it too much, but enough to make a bow. So a lot of times I'll leave it on the roll just so I can kind of, until I know for sure about how much I want. Then I end up usually without a lot left over if I do it this way. There. Like that. Sometimes I will cut it off when I get to this point. Sometimes I just finish making my bow. And I may pull that down just a little. Not quite so big. That one may be a little too small, but we'll see. No, that'll be, I think I like that better there. It's a little smaller, a little shorter. Which is another reason, like if you wait, you can adjust it to whatever length, come on, length you want. It's like wanting to not come through there. Let me just trim this, and then I'll play with this a little more. Okay, because I want the, okay, and then this can be even way up on top like this, if you so desire. Okay, there's my little point there, so just to the side of the point, so I'm not crushing the point. Get a hold of it here. There, anyway, that could be a little, I kind of want it a little smaller, but it's, all right, I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so anyway, so there's this. I'll play around with it a little more later, make it a little more presentable. But I'm going to take a, so you can either just do it like this, or you could add a ribbon. Okay, the other thing you could do if you want to, which I haven't done, is you could even do like a little belly band and put your sentiment on that. Okay, all right, so that's tea bag number one. Tea bag holder number one is really what I should say. And here again, so 6 by 6, you fold in half point to point, then the fold side on the side, score it at 1/2 inch, flip it over 1/2 inch the other side, then put the fold along the top 2 3/4 inch, and then 2 3/4 inch again, flip it over and 2 3/4 inch again. Okay, and then you open it up and start folding. All right, this next one is even, and that's not really the most difficult is just being able to make sure that you got it folded correctly, right? It's really not hard. The next one is even easier. Okay, now I have a couple others already made, so I want to show you something. See, like individually, they're like this little pouch, and get my tea bags again, and they will hold, as you can see, we have all kinds of tea bags here. They will hold 2 tea bags. Because, and you might want, if you're going to put 2 in, you might want to put one on either side of, see those come together there, you might want one on either side of that. Okay, I'm going to put those to the side, and I'm going to put one together for you to show you. Oh, let me close this up here. Did I do the thing? I did do the to and from. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this one is a 4 by 6 piece. So I did trim that down. And again, I'm using DSP, but you could use cardstock with this as well. Okay. So let me put this here. So it's 6 by 4. Now you're going to put it so that 6-inch side is at the top, and you're going to score at 3 inches. Whoop. Am I going there? Help if I get in the right. Okay, 3 inches. Then you're going to turn it to the 4-inch side, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch, and 3 1/2 inches. Okay, because it's a 4-inch piece, you want it in 1/2 inch from each side. Okay, very simple 3 folds. And again, especially when you have designer series paper, you might want to fold it lightly so that you can really see where your folds are. Okay, so on this one, so I did the center first, and then I just had my bone folder, and now I'm not, oh, there it is, hiding under that piece of paper. Okay, so I'm going to carefully, not too harshly, because I don't want to rip the paper, along those 1/2 inch sides, and then you want to fold this in half like this. Okay, now you're going to put your adhesive along here and here. Those I did just use my tape runner, but this I would recommend something a little sturdier, like the tear and tape glue, or the Seal Plus, something that's a little bit stronger than just the ordinary tape runner. Okay, so then you're going to, obviously, you want to get rid of the backing paper here and get a hold of it. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold this up, and you want, so I take a little extra time to make sure I get, and it moved on me. See if I can get it undone. I don't know if I can. Yeah, because I didn't really press it down. You want to make sure the sides match there, and then they match. Oh, come on. It slid a little bit again. Right here, like that. And then I just do this to kind of make sure that it really is adhered down there. See, now you got this little pouch. Okay, so what you can do to make this a little more special even is to put some of them together. And the way that it was, so you could, and before I do that, I'm going to put just a little strip in the center, like here, just to kind of help. Or, and this one doesn't matter quite as much if it's the tear and tape or not. Okay. And that's all. We're going to just need those two because I only have 3. You don't necessarily have to do this, but it does kind of help hold them together. And this, you're going to end up, just a minute here, you're going to see it's going to be like a little accordion folded thing. Okay, so look, see, like this. And again, I'm going to put ribbon around. That's what I did on just the single one here. Okay. Oh, before I do that, though, I want to put some. So I put 1. Let's see, I hit another one. And again, you can put 2 in each one. You could do, just like I said before, you could do, it's kind of, I saw this came across, oh, caramel apple, I gotta try that. I don't think I ever tried that one. And So I'm going to put 5 in this one for today, but this could have 6 in it. Or as I said, you could also get, if you want maybe a couple things, this could, because you could do maybe 2 tea bags, some cookies, and then maybe your chocolate, and if you wanted the honey sticks, you know, things like that, you just can do that now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring this around here like this, maybe, and tie this up here. Hopefully it's showing up okay. There. And let me trim this, and then I'm going to play with it a little more. Okay, so that can be right up like this. Can be a little smaller if you want the bow. Okay, you can trim it down a little bit. And then you can decide, like, whatever you want in the front, you know, and the back. Those are the 2 that are going to show the most. So you want to make sure, and whatever's in the center, you don't see quite as much. And then they can just untie that and it will open. Now, on this one, I decided to do a different, I still could do this one on there, but I wanted it to look a little different. So I did these, and let me just show you, let me get my, where is it here? Oh, they were over here. I knew I had some somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to need 2 of them, and if you have a thinner piece, it just has to be wider, you know, a little wider than this. Oop. I want 2 of those, so I'm going to do a second one. Did I get that right? Yes, I was afraid I moved it too much. Then on the scalloped one, I'm going to do 1 red and 1 green. Again, you could do gold. You could do the, you know, and you could stamp in using gold embossing. I decided I'm going to do this. I got a smaller Merry Christmas. Because the other one was a little too big for this. And I'm going to go and put my Merry Christmas in the red. Set that aside for a moment to dry. And my 2 in front, I'm going to do in green again. Maybe, if I can get a hold of this. And, you know, I'm using the Stampin' Piercement because now this one's going to go the other direction. I'm putting it so I have enough room to write my name. Obviously, you got to write small on that. So this other size is a little bit better, but it's not impossible. See? So this one I'm going to do the green. I'm going to put the red on the green. Red stamp on where I stamped in red on the green, and this one can be whatever adhesive you like. Like that. Okay. 2 and from. I like one. I always look at these because sometimes I like one side better than the other and how it looks when it's punched. Obviously, you also could make little tags like this using your dies. Now this one, I'm going to the other one I did at top and bottom, but this one I'm going to try each side, because then possibly the ribbon can fit there through the center to slide if you needed it to slide. Okay, make sure it's kind of more in the middle, slid over a little. And again, like I mentioned on the other, if you wanted, you could do a belly band on this as well instead of the ribbon. Or you don't even have to do it at all if you don't want to, obviously. It's always your choice. And the belly band can go like this way, or it could even go this way, you know. Okay, and Mary, I got those backwards. I wanted this to be the front. See if I can get this off. Not paying attention here because I really want this to be the front. I get that off. There. Oh, silly girl. There. Merry Christmas. This to and from. Okay, and again, I didn't on the other one, on this little one, but I can. Where did I just put my? Okay. You can put embellishments on if you want. And the ones I just had, they were here they are, the brushed metallic adhesive back dots, because they are gold. I'm going to close this up before I get my fingers in them and make a mess of everything. Okay, so obviously this one, you could tell, this one is a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. But either one, if you have a tea lover, either one would love it. Whoop. Come here, you. Good grief. These are like running away from me. Today puts that up a little. There. Like that. Ta-da! Okay, so again, this was 6 by 4 inches. You score along the 6-inch side at 3, so you're scoring in half, and then a 1/2 inch on either end, so which is 1/2 and 3 1/2. And then you fold them and fill them, and ta-da, ta-da, you're finished. It's really pretty simple. Okay. So, and look, they look like a lot. They don't take a long time. It's just like a lot of things. It doesn't have to be anything really fancy or, expensive, but people really do appreciate when these little things, and they'll be like, oh my goodness, because it looks like it was so much work to do that. Okay. Yeah, let me put them like this. So then, here. Okay. So, and you can give as much or as little as you want, as you could see. And you could even do this, could even have more than 3. I just did 3. You could do 4 or 5, however many you want. And again, I'll just undo this one. And then when this comes out, see, it's like a little accordion. So, okay. So, and then you just tie it up again. And they can do the same. They can just untie it when they want to. And they can. And I do have some friends who are really tea drinkers. So I will be happy to. Some of them, these will be maybe more like almost like a little extra little stocking stuffer or whatever. Okay. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, and you would be notified then when a new video does come up. All right, so I hope everyone has a great rest of the week. I'll be back on Friday on my Facebook page, and later we'll put it on YouTube. And I'm going, for my Fun Fold Friday, I've been doing Fun Folds all week, I'm going to do one for hot chocolate. So, so we've pretty much will have hit almost everything, that little things like this that you could do. All right. So have a great week. And until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.